Have you ever wondered, how is it that we can connect with someone half a world away with just a single tap, yet we fail so miserably at connecting with the person looking back at us in the mirror every morning? Hello, world. Welcome back to our quiet space of reflection. Today, I want us to sit down together, maybe pour a warm cup of tea, and peel back the layers of a feeling we all spend so much time running away from: loneliness, and the long, winding journey of finding who we really are. The truth is, that feeling of nobody gets me, it is a heavy thing to carry. It isn't a physical wound, yet it quietly, relentlessly gnaws at us day after day. Just recently, I came across the deeply honest confession of a friend, and one specific thing they said completely caught me off guard, leaving me thinking for days. They said, "I actually feel the least lonely when I am alone, but happy with the person I am. When the inside and the outside become one, that is when loneliness completely leaves your being." Those words, they felt like a key unlocking a truth we so often choose to ignore. It turns out, the root of loneliness isn't because the world around us lacks people. It is because inside ourselves, we are missing. You have abandoned yourself for far too long, haven't you? We are all walking a path without a map, searching for an answer to that permanent question: who am I? But the reality is, we are changing every single day, every single hour. You don't even know what you're having for lunch tomorrow with absolute certainty. So how can you possibly know who you will be or what you will feel 10 or 20 years from now? Since we were children, we have been pushed into this invisible mold created by society. We are told to be good, to get high grades, to secure a stable job. We are given these rigid standards of normal. And if you happen to be a little different, if you dare to speak your mind and do what you love without restraint, instantly you are labeled as rebellious or odd. Being honest with yourself, it should be the most natural thing in the world, yet in this lifetime, it has become a luxury, an act of sheer defiance. There are people who spend their entire lives playing the role of someone normal, simply because they are terrified of being rejected. Tell me, are you wearing a mask like that when you walk out the door? Especially in traditional families, that hunger for parental approval, it is like an instinct woven into our very DNA. We starve for a compliment, a nod, a proud look from our parents, from the time we are 5 or 10, all the way until we are 30 or 40. I know people who love their parents so fiercely it becomes painful, a love so fragile that if their mother disagrees with something or even slightly frowns, they instantly spiral into a quiet panic. They blame themselves. They feel like an utter failure of a child. They begin to loathe who they are. That feeling of "I am not enough," of "I will never be enough," it takes root when we are just 11 or 12 years old, an age when we should be playing without a care. Instead, we are agonizing over how to fit ourselves into expectations that aren't ours. And do you know what happens when a young person dislikes themselves? They push back. They hurt others. When you are young and you hate who you are, you act out against the world. But really, those harsh words you scream, those reckless things you do, they are just a desperate cry for help from a wounded child bleeding on the inside. You're hurting, and because you don't know how to carry that pain, you try to make everyone else bleed too. But later, as you grow older, when you look back and see the people who genuinely love you hurting because of your thorns, you realize how utterly pointless, how incredibly selfish that defense mechanism really was. To learn how to like yourself, sometimes you have to walk through a lot of broken glass. Some people get lucky. They meet a soulmate, a partner who truly sees them. That person doesn't even have to do anything grand. They just gently take your hand and say, "It is so hurtful to me when you hurt yourself. Please, stop doing this to you." Those words, they are like cool water poured onto a parched soul, waking you up to a simple truth. You deserve to be cherished, at the very least, by you. But a partner, a friend, a mentor, they can only stand on the sidelines and cheer you on. The actual journey of crawling out of the mud to heal, that is a completely solitary battle. In the novel The Secret History by Donna Tartt, right at the beginning, there is a beautiful, haunting passage, and there is one part one will never forget. It says, "We realize all of our pains are our own, including our skin knees." It's true. Whether it is a physical wound bleeding through your clothes or an invisible scar carved into your soul, you can cry, you can tell your story, people can nod and say, "I understand, I feel for you." But the actual, raw agony of that moment, only you can feel it. No one can ache for you, no one can cry your tears, and no one can live your life in your place. Trying to like yourself more, it is a deeply personal struggle, an internal labor that no one else can help with. You can listen to dozens of podcasts, you can read 100 self-help books, you can seek advice from the wisest minds. But if you don't want to start doing it, if you refuse to reach out your own hand and give yourself a chance, then all the noise outside remains just that. Noise. The choice to change, it boils down to whether you truly want to. Do you want to stop acting like someone else so you can finally start living your own life? Look back at loneliness in our modern world. Don't you see your phone getting more notifications every day while your heart gets emptier? We scroll through social media. We see this person traveling, that person buying a house, another achieving massive success, and we look back at our own lives and feel crushed by the pressure. We text 10 different friends at the same time, yet the conversations feel hollow, superficial. We send smiling emojis, while our real faces behind the screen remain completely blank. We are lonely because we are not understood, and worse, because we aren't even trying to understand ourselves. We have become terrified of silence. The moment there is a gap in our day, we have to blast music, we have to scroll through videos, we have to force something into our minds, because we are afraid of what we might hear if the room goes quiet. We don't allow ourselves to listen to our own voices. And when you refuse to listen, you will never know if the child inside you is crying or laughing, what it needs, or who it really is. If you are feeling completely lost right now, if your life feels like a heavy blur of exhaustion and you have no idea where you are headed, I have a piece of advice for you, and it might sound a bit strange. Get more lost. Yes, let yourself lose your way. Go do something entirely unfamiliar, completely outside of your daily routine. Travel to a new place all by yourself. No itinerary, no safety net. Take a class you always thought you weren't cut out for. When you throw yourself out of your comfort zone, when you are stripped of your familiar relationships, your titles, and the expectations of everyone who knows you, you are forced to react. You are forced to stand on your own 2 feet. It is precisely in that moment of being lost, when you have nothing left to cling to, that the hidden parts of you, the resilience, the grit, the quiet strength you never knew you possessed, will rise to the surface. No one ever gets lost in the unknown without discovering something real about themselves. Sometimes, getting lost is the only way to find the road back home. Discovering who you are, It doesn't mean you have to become a historical figure. It doesn't mean you have to be flawless, without a single defect. It simply means you accept yourself. You accept the fragile pieces, the dark corners, the mistakes of your past, and the scars that are still tender to the touch. You don't need to shout everything you think to the world, but at the very least, you must have the ability to acknowledge those thoughts in the privacy of your own mind. You have to be honest with yourself first, before you can ever expect the world to be honest with you. If I had one wish for this world, I would wish for all of us to just slow down a little. While life is racing past at a breakneck speed out there, please hit the pause button. Stop, breathe, and listen to what your soul is trying to tell you. Forgive yourself for the times you weren't brave enough. Forgive yourself for the times you bent over backward to please others while breaking your own heart. Start learning how to live with yourself in peace, because at the end of the day, this is the only person who will walk with you through every single storm of your existence. When you learn how to be a friend to yourself, you realize being alone is no longer loneliness. It is absolute freedom. And that, to me, is a good life. Thank you. Thank you for staying here with me until the very end. Thank you for giving yourself this quiet moment to reflect. The night is late now. Turn off your screen, close your eyes, and whisper a quiet thank you to yourself for being resilient enough to make it through another long day. Sleep well, and may your soul find peace. I will see you in the next episode.